Hello, everybody. It is Reed Mahalko from readaboutsex.com, creator of sexgeeksummercamp.com, and I'm very excited today to talk about the upcoming AASECT conference with Cindy Lee Alves. How
Hey,
are you?
I'm fabulous. How are
I
you?
am so good. Look, we got the shimmy going.
We got it going. We're here for it. Yes.
So for people who are watching the video, who haven't heard of AASECT, who didn't
Okay.
know there was a conference,
hmm
there's an annual conference every year. I just want to say thank you for getting on Skype with me to geek out
Yes.
about this.
Yes.
Just give people the quick, like, what's AASECT? Why are we in Puerto Rico this year?
Yeah.
What's the conference about? And why might somebody want to consider coming to the conference if they're a sex ed geek?
Okay. Sex geeks. Hello, y'all. So AASECT is an acronym. It's the American Association of Sexuality Educators, Counselors, and Therapists, but it's sex geeks. So really excited about this year. Really excited about Puerto Rico. The theme for this year is putting the pieces together. And one of the hashtags we're going to use, besides AASECT 16, is inclusivity in practice.
Mm-hmm.
So I think AASECT, it's a certifying body, right? It's an organization of sex geeks. You can get certified, and people acknowledge that certification of either as a sex educator, a sex counselor, or a sex therapist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just an opportunity, but also an opportunity to get some professional development, and connect with other like-minded folks.
Oh my
So
goodness,
that's
yeah.
always an amazing thing. And it's in Puerto Rico, so we get to visit this wonderful island and talk about its history and like respect the culture. And I think what's amazing is going back to that theme of inclusivity and practice. Like they're gonna have Spanish-speaking workshops,
Yeah.
and that's something that I think is awesome, especially given where we're gonna be.
And you and I were talking before the
hmm
video
hmm
started, that you're doing some self-care as well.
Yes, yes, because conference drop is a thing, right?
Yeah.
So part of my self-care is thankfully I'm able to and have the privilege to stay longer. So I will be, if anyone's there after post ASEC and wants to have a drink, by the beach and talk about, I don't know, shimmies and glitter, things that I like to talk about, I'll be there until Wednesday.
Oh,
So
that's
it's,
great.
really trying to do that self-care piece of
Yeah.
doing all this work, this great work, but also having to make sure that you're restoring yourself. So
Sure,
yeah.
which is important for those of us who give all the time, and
hmm
helping
Yeah.
people through their fears and their learning curves.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
Last but not least, so I'm
Mhm.
excited I'll get to see you in Puerto Rico. The annual conference for folks, if you can't make Puerto Rico this year, there's an annual conference every year, and then other little, gatherings and stuff throughout the year. And you can
Yeah.
go to aasect.org, aasect.org. And let's end on, and I'm super, I always think I'm going to pronounce it wrong. It's
Mhm.
WOCSHN.
Yes.
WOCSHN.
Yes. Look at
Um,
you.
I know, but I get in my fifth grader, I'm going to spell it
Yes.
wrong, say it wrong
Yeah.
head. Tell people a little bit about WOCSHN, because the intersectionality piece
hmm
is huge.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll let you say it because you know
Yeah.
better about the
No,
organization.
absolutely. We're here. We're doing it. It's an alley-oop. So I'm really excited that one of our founders is the co-chair of the conference. And both chairs are amazing, Marietta and Melissa. And they, I'm sure that they played a big part in the theme, but also ASEC being really intentional about doing this work. It's the Women of Color Sexual Health Network. We are WOCSHN.org. We have a like page on Facebook and also a private one for women of color only. However, whoever identifies as a woman, we don't police. But it's basically that opportunity because we started. It's I don't know. It warms my heart because we started. A group of women who had went to AASECT and were like, hey, we're women of color, and hey, what gives?
Hmm.
There's not many of us, but in the work we do, there's so many of us.
Yeah.
How do we tie those two? How do we bridge that gap? And they've been really focused and intentional about doing that work for the past 7 years. I'm really excited to be on board as a WOCSHN member, as an executive board member, to do this work. A lot of WOCSHN members are uh, facilitators of workshops. Notice that a lot of them do focus on intersectionality. There's something on decolonizing sex positivity. There's work on specific populations like QTPOC populations, really focusing on inclusivity all around. So race, gender, ability, all intersectionality being that big key thing that, you know, it's a multitude of oppressions and marginalized folks. And it all affects us, even us doing the work. So having that community with other women of color, being able to do that work and say, hey, we exist, we are experts in the field, which is why we're really big on, if you check out our website, we have like, we invite women of color to send us their bios so that there's somewhere that you can be found and your work can be seen. So that also, so when people want to look for somebody and be intentional about being equitable when it comes to like race and gender, to come to WOCSHN's page and look for someone who's doing whatever expertise you're looking for, or like collaborate with somebody and build and be able to have more community in the sex geek, sexological field.
So I just want to say thank you. I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for WOCSHN and then AASECT too. Like, you know, as a non-sex therapist counselor, you know, that everyone welcomes me and my goofiness with open arms. It just helps me get better and better, and it's just important. So thank you for that.
No, of course, let's do that work. And sometimes that work has to do with us saying like, ooh, I effed up, or how did I F up, or how can I un-F this F up? Like, that's part of that work too. Like, we all have that, it's, whether it's having to do with the racial piece and that equity piece, or having to do with the sex piece. It's like, let's build community and let's make this better for the reason that we're doing it, right? To like help people, all types of folks, have better, healthy lives that include sexuality or not.
Well, and that's part of that being an expert, you know, air quotes, is having the awareness to know what you're not an expert at.
Right.
And that kind of awareness is amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Keep growing, of course.
I can't wait to see you in Puerto Rico, and I'm envious that you have a couple of extra days to relax. Please relax on all of our behalves if you can. Send some of that good vibes our way, and I'll see you real soon.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. And last but not least, where can people go find you?
Okay, sure. Yes. I am on all the interwebs. So my name is _Cindy_Lee. The has 2 E's. You can also look me up at Cindy Lee, is my first name. My dad liked Bruce Lee. That's a longer story. My last name is Alves, Alves. You can find me on Facebook. I have a like page there. And you can also find me under WOCSHN. So anything WOCSHN related, I'll be there.
Thank you so much. And hopefully leave comments. If you have comments about AASECT stuff, I'll pass it along the pipeline. And hopefully we'll see you at a conference, if not this year, then in the years following. Bye, everyone.
You're in Vegas.
Later.
Bye.
Bye. I hope this business geekery was useful for you. If you'd like to continue with the brain sex, click on subscribe up here. If you want to follow me on social media, right here, ladies and gentlemen, next video below. And if you'd like your very own Sex Geek Summer Camp t-shirt, then just click right here, right now.